In Washington, resumes get inflated every day. But once in a while, one speaks for itself. This is the story of a small-town student who climbed to the very top of American law and then chose something harder than money or prestige: balance, integrity, and service. Meet Anna St. John.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Anna St. John is, she's from a small town. She went off to LSU, knocked the top out of it, graduated magna cum laude. Then she went to Columbia University, got a master's degree. Then she went to Columbia Law School. She knocked the top out of it too. She also was a James Kent scholar. Then she clerked for a very prestigious judge on the United States Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit. After that, Covington and Burling, a firm headquartered in Washington, D.C., but with offices all everywhere, recruited her. Now, let me just say a word about Covington. It's one of the premier law firms in the world. Has been for as long as I can remember, 75 years. You may or may not like their politics, but they don't hire dummies. And what they do is they hire a bunch of bright students right out of law school, work them to death, and let them compete. And of course, the partners make money off of them. But they let them compete. And for many of the young lawyers there, for the first time in their lives, they're around people that are smarter and have a greater work ethic than them. And a lot of young lawyers leave. I'm not picking on Covington. That's the model for a lot of the great law firms. So it's rare to stay at Covington for a long period of time unless you're going to be made partner. Miss St. John did. She stayed 7 years. And I have it on good authority, and I knew it anyway, that had she stayed, she would have been a partner. The good news is that would have meant mega bucks. The bad news is that being a partner at a major law firm like Covington, it's not a job, it's a lifestyle. And that's okay. I mean, all the big firms talk about life balance and all of that, but it's all rhetoric. You know, it's a lifestyle. It's not a job. Before she was made partner, even though she would have been had she stayed, Miss St. John said, you know, this isn't for me. I want to get married. I want to have children. I want to have a little more balance in my life. So she left. She came back to Louisiana. Any firm in Louisiana would have hired her. But she chose to go with a boutique national law firm involved in they don't hire dummies either, involved in class actions throughout the country. I'm telling you this to give you an indication of what her background is like. You'll see in a second. I have never talked politics with Ms. St. John. I don't have the slightest idea what her politics are. But I have talked about the law with her. And that's why I think Bill and I nominated her to the president. She's a real student of the law, not lawyers are. She understands the beauty of the law. She understands the majesty of the law. She understands the nuances in the law. And that's the kind of person we want on the federal bench. And that's really why I recommended her to the president. And I talked too long, Mr. Chairman, but I think you'll see what I mean in a second when the committee gets to ask her questions. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anna St. John's journey doesn't begin in elite corridors of power. It starts in a small town, with big discipline and bigger ambition. She earned her way into LSU and graduated at the very top of her class. From there, she went on to Columbia University for her master's degree, and then to Columbia Law School, where she didn't just attend, she excelled, becoming a James Kent Scholar, one of the school's highest academic honors. After law school, she clerked for a highly respected judge on the United States Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit. Then came Covington and Burling, one of the most prestigious law firms in the world. These firms don't gamble on talent. They recruit the best, work them relentlessly, and promote only the strongest. Mississippi St. John didn't just survive there. She thrived for 7 years, long enough that partnership was virtually assured. But instead of chasing mega bucks, she made a deliberate choice. She wanted a life, a family, and balance. So she left, returned to Louisiana, and joined a boutique national firm handling complex class actions. Work that demands precision, discipline, and deep legal understanding. What sets her apart isn't politics. It's mastery of the law. She understands its structure, its purpose, and its power. That's exactly the kind of mind the federal bench needs. This nomination isn't about ideology. It's about excellence. And when the questions begin, the record will speak for itself.